Hello, everybody.
Hello, crafters. My monitor's been freaking out since I moved everything.
Oh no. We're having
For whatever reason, the monitor keeps turning itself off. I got to check the cables. I think cables are loose. But we are here and we're live. Hello, crafters. We're here. We're live again. We're back from the dead and ready to party. Just like the Black Templars.
oh god. Here we go. Your new fascination army.
No, I'm not really that fascinated. I mean, they're cool.
Every time a new army comes up, ooh, I'm gonna get this army. I'm gonna get this army.
I already have most of the other armies, so I don't need to get that many anymore. Hello, Commodore. Coming in from high orbit. There he is. Walking down the street.
Aegis past and he's homebound. Da-na-na-na.
Here he comes. Walking down the street. Making any friends. Wherever you meet. Hey, hey.
I'm gonna collect 2,000 points.
It's
Oof!
hey, it's the Commodore. And people say we're Commodoring around.
Hello, Flight of the Phoenix.
Hello, Phoenix. How you doing? You know, the nice thing about Templars is that
Not Imperial Vests.
they've realized the weakness of their ways, and they joined a real faction. They made their own faction with hookers and blackjack.
Oh man,
I'm a funny guy. I'm the funniest guy you know.
I don't know about that. I know some pretty funny guys.
No, you know cringe. So, oh, Mr. Max, my man, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, sir. So, what's on the bench, little D?
So we've got some stuff that's been assembled. We're slowly working through stuff because we've got my Cultures of the Abyss that are all assembled. We have my Dark Apostle and his acolytes that are assembled as well. Which these models are actually really cool. I really like these ones. The acolytes are like, there's just something really cool about them. My Master of Possession is assembled. It's a really cool model, and it really fits the theme of my army. I was kind of worried it wouldn't. The skull helmet's a little weird, but I'm kind of digging it. I was considering like snipping it and putting another head on, but it's a lot of work. And then the beginnings of my first Chaos Space Marine squad, with their aspiring champion. That was very, very, like, I'm very, very happy with how this came out. And then the rest of the squad. Plus, we have the rest of the boxes I have, and we just got in a box of Grey Hunters. I'm going to mix with some bits that we printed to make my Berserkers. And no, I did not end up watching the Fangs.
We still haven't watched Warhammer Plus. We have been so busy.
Well, we've seen some of it, but like not the most recent episode.
But that's what I'm saying. We haven't watched the last week. We haven't watched in over a week. We didn't watch it last week.
Yeah, because it's the Space Wolf episode, and
Yeah.
it looks interesting. But I'm
We've just been busy.
Yeah, we've been busy, and I was watching them solo a little bit when I had time, and I just stopped.
Without me?
Yeah, I rewatched some of the episodes that we watched together.
Okay.
Just to like see if I get a second like feeling on it, and I'm still not sold on Warhammer Plus. But Dad likes it, so you know. I'm not saying it's bad. I just I think what they're doing is interesting, but I don't really like it. I don't like most of it, that is. But be that as it may, I also re-hammered out my list for my Chaos Space Wolves. And I am going to be using Huron Blackheart in it. I finally came to a decision on. Although I'm not going to use actual Huron Blackheart, I'm going to use him as a stand-in for the Chaos Lord that's the head of my forces. But I do really like his model with some kit bashing. I think he'll be a really good stand-in for the character that I want to like display for that. We're looking at some cool weapons to replace. We were looking at like some heads. And yeah, there's a lot of
Because he does have the worst head. Him and Lucius are like the two worst heads in the world. They're so awful.
I'm also been looking at some other armies, not for any time soon, but possibilities like because I eventually want to have a Space Marine, an Imperium, a Chaos, and a Xenos army. And for a while I was thinking Craft World Eldar. And then I was making these neutral factions for my narrative campaign that I'm going to be running. And I stumbled across the Drukhari. And they're so cool. They're so cool. Like, I get they're also, like, really strong in the meta, but I'm going to be honest. I was actively avoiding looking up, like, meta armies because I just wanted to see, like, all the cool stuff I could do with Drukhari. Because I really like the Drukhari visually and, like, lore-wise. I think they'd be a very fun army and a very out-of-my-comfort-zone, stylistically, army for me to run at some point. Because they don't really fit into either the big, bulky, like smashy, or the like line infantry that I usually like, and I think that would be really fun to try out. I also have kind of decided when I eventually get to my Space Marines, my Celestial Wardens, that I think I've talked about like months ago. I really want to run them as Blood Angels. The more and more I look at Blood Angels and their rules and everything else, I want to run my boys as Blood Angels because I think it fits the Grey Warden thematic feeling I wanted from the army. Because, as some people know, I am basing my army's concept a little bit off the Grey Wardens from Dragon Age. And the whole idea of that, it very easily mixes the two thematically between the Blood Angels and that, and I really like it. I have ranted for long enough, however. What is on the bench for you, good sir?
Well, I have a tournament coming up.
Fans.
So I am trying to finish up the models. I have my list done. I'm trying to finish painting up the models. I'm still working on my commission, and I have to get that commission done sooner rather than later because Black Templars are coming out with a box, and I need to be able to pay for that box. So I need to get cracking on that paint job because I want the Templar box. And I don't want the box for what everybody thinks. Well, I kind of do. I like their rules. The more I read into their rules, the more I like their rules. I don't know that I'm crazy about their lore, but considering I'd be rolling them into my custom chapter, I think they'd be perfect working as my fourth company. So my first company, which is the elites of the company, the elites and the honor guard. Those are mainly just Terminators, and a lot of like the high end honor guard for the chapter. So Vanguard vets and Sternwatch vets and Terminators and Blade Guard. So that's first company is actually not even white company. First company is gold company. So second company is white company, and white company is mainly going to be an assault company, and so they're going to be based mainly using White Scars rules. So they'll have assault intercessors and they'll have jumpy boys, but second company is like the heavy assault company.
This man wants 1,000 Marines.
Yeah. Third company is red company.
Imagine following the Codex Astartes.
Well, and that's the beauty of it. Third company is red company, and actually, that's who's going to be using the Black Templars rules. Is going to be third company.
What? So more melee boys?
Not just melee boys, but whatever the Templars do. Instead of it being all vehicular, they're going to be more regiment. And the thing is, there's a whole bunch of other lore behind this whole thing. But basically, to put it simply, first company is Ultramarines. Second company is White Scars. Third company is going to be Black Templars. Fourth company is going to be Iron Hands. Fifth company is gosh, I'm trying to remember. Fifth company is can't brain.
Because I think he's avoiding the
wrong. That's why I couldn't remember. Fifth company is going to be Dark Angels.
Oh, okay.
And then the 6th, 7th, and 8th, and 9th company. The rest of it, I haven't figured out. They're going to be a lot of generic units, although I will have one company that'll be basically set up to be the Raven Guard. I mean, the whole idea is that each company operates independently. The two chapters, the two parental chapters that will not be represented at all in the army will be wolves. There will be no wolf equivalent in the army, and there will be no salamanders equivalent in the army.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
That's a personal choice. Your mother is building a full-on salamanders company.
You're going to take Blood Angels as one of them.
Oh, yeah. Blood Angels is going to be one of the companies, yes. Because that was originally who Red Company was going to be. Red Company was originally going to be Blood Angels. But I like the Templars look more, so I'm kind of flipping between the two.
I'm really excited to try Blood Angels.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, if I do Blood Angels as third company and then do the Templars further on down, I could do Templars as second company. Either would work. There's an internal lore behind my whole army. And basically, the when you translate everything back to English and putting it back, second company is death, third company is war, fourth company is pestilence, and fifth company is famine.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Sir.
Well, because they're based on...
Yeah.
Dalagar. Well, here he's called Dalagar in my... Well, he's an ongoing character I've done a couple different times. The Saeed, the High Saeed, which when I ever put him on the table, the reason the first company is Ultramarines is because if I ever put the actual chapter master on the table, he will be a stand-in for Gullivan.
I see.
Yes.
You want an excuse to field Gullivan without playing Ultramarines.
You are correct. Well, without fielding blue, because the first company is basically Ultramarines.
You want to have Ultramarines characters without Ultramarines colors.
Right. Wait till you see my Cato Sicarius.
Oh,
she's going to be beautiful.
oh.
Hello, brother Alex. All right, let's quick to see who we all got in here tonight. We've got Fight of the Phoenix. We got the Commodore. We've got Casey. We've got my wife, the lovely Lady Dragon. We've got my brother Alex. And is that literally... Oh, and Max. Oh, of course, Max. Can't forget Max. Good old Max.
It's a quiet night so far, but it's good to see the people we have.
Okay, so as a new player, that whole hot mess makes my brain hurt. Okay, so here's the thing with Marines. And I'm going to explain it briefly to make sense to people, then we're going to move on. You ever notice how, except for a couple very specific units, Marines are Marines are Marines? Because the figures are all the same. Literally with Marines, the only difference is who their originator chapter is, because each one gets little bitty rules differences. So the Ultramarines, their big rule is they have specific named characters and they have the ability to fall back and shoot. Other Marines can't do that. The White Scars have the ability to move and advance and still charge. The Blood Angels have the ability to, when they attack and they charge, they get a +1 to wound. So the whole idea is that my chapter is going to be built with lots of generic Marines that I put in my color scheme, and I just say I'm running them as these guys today, so that I can build all this lore based on this really cool idea I had about an arabesque-based chapter called the Death Speakers, and I can put whatever rules I want on my Marines. But when building the figures and putting them together and organizing them as if I was doing it as a full chapter, I kind of have in my mind what chapter I want each company, which is 100 Marines, to basically represent. And yeah, 1,000 Marines. The idea is eventually, years down the line, this is a passion project. I will be able to sit down and put a full 1,000 Marines down, and each one will have their own chapter colors. So you'll be able to see their own company colors. So you'll have 1,000 Marines. And this is first company, second company, third company, fourth company. You'll have 10 crafters. 10 chapters. I saw crafters because I saw my man Ryan coming in. So the idea is that each chapter has its own specialties, and I'm building my army so I can play whatever I want, working to each company's strength. So it's a lot of work on my part. And it'll be, when I'm done, it'll be beautiful because it'll be a full chapter, 1,000 dudes. And there'll be vehicles and bikes and tanks and dreadnoughts and all that happiness. But they'll be all in the gray, purple, and gold of the Death Speakers. So, yeah, it's a passion project. So, what have I been working on? Well, what have I been working on? Well, again, I'm working on that commission. I've been working on getting my guys painted up for this tournament. I just got the last piece to build for that commission. And can you quick grab that for me in the next room? The Morn Vol. I thought I brought her in. If I did, you'd see her right away. If I didn't, I left her on the car.
You bring nothing.
I might not have brought her in. That's very possible.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, okay. I left her in the boot saying. So I'm building and painting a Sisters of Battle army for a friend, and I just got his more involved today. So I'm going to be building her probably after the show, and then get her primed up and get her ready for the paint job, and then focus on painting. That is just a side project fun piece that I was building to try and get some of my side pieces out of the way. This is going to be a Razorback. Building a Razorback.
Nice.
So that is what is on. I also managed to play a test game with my army.
Did you get stomped?
I did not get stomped. We played 2.5 rounds. Me against my man Max. Max is an incredible Eldari and is that your phone making that music? Max is an incredible Eldari and Harlequins player, and so I like throwing my list against him while I'm trying to tune it up because best competition brings the best out of an army.
That's fair.
And he did smash me, but we both made a couple little mistakes here and there. We both realized ways we can do things better, and in the future, we learned a lot for the next game we're going to play. So, as it sits right now, we will be playing. I'm going to be playing at least one more game. I'm playing against a Grey Knights army on Saturday. And I'm gonna get smashed.
I am scheduled to, because this is the reason why I can't do the thing with Ben. If you saw that in the chat,
I saw it.
I have my tabletop simulator game that I scheduled that we had to reschedule.
Yeah.
Where I am playing my Chaos Space Wolves versus Dark Angels.
No.
Well, okay. He is not fully decided if he wants to run his Dark Angels or his.
Is this the guy whose Ultramarine army you smashed earlier?
No, this is another guy. This is my buddy Jack. He's on the Tabletop Simulator Discord. Oh God, what's the other army? Because it's either Dark Angels, or Orcs. Those are the two armies he's looking
which are
at.
both super strong right now.
Yeah. And my Chaos Space Wolves, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to do well. I might do well, I might not do well.
You had doubts about it against Gulliman and company, and you smashed him. So I think it's because people don't know how to deal with that army. You might do well just for that reason.
Maybe. I have not been expecting how well this army has been doing. Like, gameplay wise, I'm still 4-0. I'm 4-0, 5-0 with this, and it's all Tabletop Simulator. And I'm just like,
well, that's why I'm looking forward to get this army built so you can take it and start playing with us at the store.
Yeah. I like. It's weird because I've never been like competitive before. Not really, not in this way.
Mm-hmm.
But my list seems to do well in a competitive sense, or at least against the people I have played so far. So I'm just kind of like, and I keep seeing new things and keep tuning it. Like, I put Huron Blackheart in the list now, because honestly, the big issue I had was that my Warlord and his Warp Talons just weren't getting into the fight. Like, the enemy was either screening really well or were able to shoot them off the table before they could shoot his Warp Talons off the table before he could get anywhere. And I feel like my warlord is probably better suited to be with my army in some way and supporting them rather than running off himself with, a deep striking unit. Because honestly, the Warp Talons aren't worth their cost. I found that out, they have a 5-up invuln save, but it's not enough with only 1 wound apiece. 1 wound apiece, the deep strike, and their weapons aren't great. They're not bad, but they're not great. I would be better just fielding another group of berserkers if I really wanted to deep strike another unit, but of course that would make me have another drop pod. But I think with the new list, having the 8 berserkers with the Exalted Champion and the Chaos Lord is going to be really nice because I'm going to reroll those hit rolls, reroll those wound rolls, and really get into the thick of it with that group. I am a little worried about not making those charge rolls on the Exalted Champion so that my berserkers aren't in range of his aura. Because they're going to be 9 inches away, and I need to make that charge. I've reliably been able to make that charge with the berserkers because they have the free reroll, but I don't know. I hope that the Exalted Champion and the Chaos Lord are worth it.
Well, you'll test it out and you'll find out.
Yeah. I'm just doing a lot of tests with the army, seeing what I want out of it. I have noticed that the Chaos Space Marine squads are really good at what they do, which is hold objectives and take actions.
And that's all they do.
And chasing enemies off of objectives.
Well, yeah.
They do really well at that, and the whole I drop 3 CP to redeploy them anywhere on the battlefield is really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I have 1 guy left in the squad. I redeploy the entire squad back into the battle.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 CP. I can do it as many times as I have CP. That's, as long as they survive a round, I can do that every round. I have 14 CP.
Yeah, because you don't spend a lot in your setup for your army.
Because I don't have anything to spend it on.
Yeah.
That's the issue. It's I don't have the relics to be spending on it.
Well, and that's
because I have
I'm seeing there. And Max is talking. Ryan's talking about he wants to see some orcs for your narrative campaign. I decided against the Tau. I went. The Tau were great. We're not going to play the Tau.
He is going to be playing orcs.
I'm playing orcs.
So we have
lots of, and they're almost entirely beast. I think, except for
the Death Dread.
Except for the Death Dread, my entire list is nothing but beast snaggers.
Yeah, because we have orcs, we have Kriegers, we have Raven Guard, we have Death Guard, and we have Necrons. And the campaign map is done. Everything is done for it. I just need to. I can't really run it until I get a better computer, and that is kind of my issue at the moment because my computer can't run Tabletop Simulator for extended periods. It might be able to, as long as I have noticed that if I don't have Discord open at the same time as I have something else open, or I don't have Chrome up, it might be the fact that I just need to have Tabletop Simulator alone and then run Discord off my phone. That might be better. We'll see if that works. I'm going to test that out probably at some point this week. And see how well that works out, because we might be able to get the narrative campaign started earlier than I anticipated.
And he's actually beta testing some rules for me. So we're going to see how those rules work out. And then if they work out, I'll start putting together the narrative event campaign I've been talking about running for the channel.
Because I am telling you guys this. I was not sold on the Crusade rules before, but I think the Crusade rules are better than the Path of Glory rules. Straight up. I think they're more well-developed. They're better put together. They're more inclusive. And I would argue require less, micromanaging. because you don't have to worry about territories or anything unless you're specifically going that route with your campaign. I kind of noticed that. I thought Crusade was a lot more intensive on its rule set. It's really not. Like, what do you have to do? You have to roll battle scars and accommodations and spend experience. And then you have requisitions for army upgrades. That's not it. Like, it's a lot easier, at least for me, than Path of Glory would be. I might still run a Path of Glory campaign at some point on Tabletop Simulator because I have heard people in my group have interest in Age of Sigmar, and I'm very much more of a narrative player, and I think a narrative campaign could be fun. And if this campaign goes well, maybe we'll run another one. Maybe because of Tabletop Simulator, I could run it for some people on the channel. Like, let's say we get like 6 or 8 players from people on the channel, from like subscribers on the channel, and I run a campaign that way. That could be cool. Not entirely sold on that. Don't think like that's like I'll do this, but it's something I'm considering while I am testing out this rule set, because I really, really like the Crusade rule set. I think it was very well put together, and I think that once we have all the codexes, it's going to be even more put together, because that is the biggest issue I have with Crusade, is that you need the codex. You need a 9th edition codex for your army to be as developed in the narrative sense. Because everyone that's gotten a codex for 9th edition has special rules for narrative. And they're all cool. They're all cool. The Necro ones are cool. The Orc ones are cool. The Orc ones are really cool. I was reading those over the other night. They're so cool. And the Space Marine ones, let me tell you, the Space Marine specific rule set for Crusade is so thematic and narratively focused. I adore it. And then each of the chapter or the specific chapter ones, I was reading the Space Wolves one, and like if there's a lone survivor in a squad, you can give them the lone wolf stratagem and then make them into a character by removing their squad from the table and turning them into a character for your army. That is so cool.
I used to be able to do that in 8th edition.
For narrative?
No.
Well, no, I'm saying...
That's what I'm saying. I used to be able to do that in the middle of a game.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But imagine like that carrying over to other games. That's so cool.
Yeah. So you're saying Crusades are good?
I do. I think Crusade is really good.
You know who agrees with you?
Oh, no.
The Black Templars.
Oh, fuck. There we go. How did I know?
The Black Templars are all about crusading. And they are getting their Crusade box dropping this Saturday.
I'm actually kind of excited to see their codex and the narrative and the Crusade rules for
I'm actually really excited to see their codex because the artwork on that thing, on the external of that book, is gorgeous.
I guess
it's the original John Blanche artwork. The original John Blanche artwork from the 5th edition starter box.
No, I agree.
Where the Black Templars were killing the Drukhari. It was also the first introduction of plastic Drukhari, as I understand it. Was a great box set, but they're using that yellow background and the pile of Crusaders. Just God, now. And they let some rules slip, and they are freaking weird.
20-man blobs of Primarist, man.
20-man blobs of Primarist.
That come out of Land Raiders.
Well, they can't come out of Land Raiders because Land Raider can only hold 15. Can't hold 20.
Either way.
Was a 3rd edition? I forget which one it is, but it's the edition. It's the edition. It might be you're right. You're right. It is because the 5th edition starter is Black Reach. That's Orcs versus Ultramarines. That's right. It's 3rd edition. Ultra Nids? I thought Black Reach was 5th. Either way, it's the classic one that had the Dark Elves, as they were called them, the Dark Eldar, versus the Black Templars. Their first introduction of their purging and cleansing ways.
20-man blob of Primaris with transhuman physiology and an aura that gives them a 4-up feel no pain.
Sounds like a fun time to me.
Sounds like bullshit to me.
Especially when I can put a chaplain by them that gives them a 10 leadership.
That's what I was hearing, Commodore. I was hearing that they could be run in a Land Raider.
No, they can't.
That was the whole point, is that they have specific rules for being in Land Raiders.
No. Noviots, the non-Primaris ones, which they still have, you can stick in a Land Raider.
No, because they were talking about on the stratagem.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look at that. I didn't see that, because the thing that I saw is the idea of taking 20 Noviots, running a chaplain right next to them, so they have a 10 leadership, giving them a transhuman physiology with a 4-up feel no pain, and just run them across the board. And the worst or best part about it is the fact that they don't get an assault doctrine.
Really?
They get a vow. So when they get to assault doctrine, they pick a vow. And here's the best part about it. There's like 4 or 6 different vows. Mm-hmm. You don't have to pick it until you know what you're facing.
Oh, fuck.
So, okay, so I'm facing an army that has... You pick it at the beginning of the battle. But let's say you're facing a lot of Psychers. Well, I'm going to take the one that gives me bonuses to screw them with Psychers. Let's say I'm not dealing with Psychers, but I'm dealing with a lot of heavy weapons. I'm going to deal with the one that lets me resist more damage. They all have minuses and benefits to them, but they're very much... But they just take the place of like a super doctrine.
That's cool.
And the assault doctrine. So they're vows. They look great. They look really cool.
No, they do. Even as someone who's not a big fan of the Black Templars, it's cool.
I am. You know why I like them?
Why?
Because they do 3 primary jobs.
Mm-hmm.
They purge the heretics.
Oh, there we go.
They kill the mutants. And they eradicate Xenos. And you know what? Those are all 3 good things. We don't like any of them guys. And the idea of putting them in my colors, rather than those big black and white armors, and putting them in my gray with skulls all over them, is awesome sound.
No, that's fair.
On the other hand, they also have something with Meltas, because they're going to be able to put a Melta on a... on the repulsor. Like the repulsor doesn't have a Melta. It has like a Stormbolter thing on top. There's a upgrade kit where they go, no, we're Black Templars. We're gonna put a Melta right there. Hope you don't mind too much. Jesus. Uh-huh. I'm a fan. Everybody knows I'm a fan of Meltas. If I could run more Meltas in an army, I would. I mean, one of the reasons I love the Space Wolves is because I can run a 5-man group of Terminators and put a Melta on every single one of them. How you doing? We're here to Melta yet. Melta.
No, it's fair.
Meltas are broken right now. Which is why I hate Harlequins.
Why?
Because Harlequins get a Melta pistol. They can put on basic troops.
Yeah, Inferno pistols.
I don't know what they call theirs, but they call them fusion pistols.
Yeah.
So they can take a 5-man squad, put them in open top transport, run it over, shoot you 5 times, then run away.
That's fair. Sanguinary Guard can run around with Inferno pistols,
but they don't get to run up, shoot you, and then run away.
No, they just get to fly up at the same speed as a fucking transport.
Right. What I'm saying is that this thing runs up, shoots you, and then runs away.
Like it moves after shooting?
Yes.
Oh. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Instead, we're just gonna move 14 inches across the board at you. Shoot you.
Slow. Compared to Harlequins.
That's not slow.
Compared to Harlequins.
What is their speed?
17.
That's barely slow. That's 3 inches.
You know what else is 3 inches? How far every single wolf character can heroically intervene. That's all the difference in the world. Meltas is crap right now. So I love Meltas. So Meltas are the best. So yeah, I mean the Black Templars, this is a battle with Marine stats. I kind of love them. I mean they really are. Brother,
just need to
get the flamer. The heavy flame.
Now we just need to get Black Templars and put Sister Battle Heads on them.
Oh, I will. I'll be already doing that.
I think that would be awesome.
Dude, they made me rethink about who I'm doing first company as. Since my second company, led by Death, is one of my 3 female captains. She could potentially take her entire company and make it entirely female.
Are you going to take Helbricht and then
replace
Helbricht's head?
With her head, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Replace Helbricht with her head.
So you have the cleaning servitors? The fucking cleaning servitors.
They are the best. They are the absolute best. I love them to death.
This servitor's gonna clean the sword while this other one holds up the melt again. Pew, pew.
Except in her case, they're not called. They don't call them servitors in this company.
Oh no,
they're simps.
You get banned off YouTube for that. People get banned off Twitch. They get banned off YouTube too.
For what?
For saying that word.
I know entire channels that say it all the time.
Yeah. Well, if you can get banned off Twitch for it. You can get banned off YouTube.
You know. That's what I'm talking about. Would you stop? You were just a pain in my rear. So yeah, I'm all excited about the Black Templars. I think they're gonna be a lot of fun to play. You just did it right again. You just did it right again. You are such a pain in my rear. I mean, I think the Black Templars are cool. They're probably the one aspect of somebody's kids that I kind of dig. So obviously they're probably not his actual kids.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
because Rogaldorn is the worst.
He's not the worst.
The Dornish heresy.
He's not the worst. I mean, honestly, if you're going to talk about the worst,
Lorgar's the worst. But like,
no. I mean, on the loyal side. On the loyal side, no. Pretty much the worst is Corvus Corax.
Oh, that is rude. He's at least a good person.
No, he's the worst. I'm going to sit in the corner and people are going to read my poetry and I'm going to feel all sad. I'm sorry, but he basically looks like he basically looks like a backup.
No, Alfarius is obviously the worst.
I'm just saying
he's the only loyalist to get killed by another loyalist.
I'm just saying Corvus Corax looks like he's like the backup guitar tech for My Chemical Romance. I mean, it's just
leave My Chemical Romance alone.
I like My Chemical Romance, but he's like their backup roadie.
That is rude.
I'm gonna hide in the shadows and lurk. But
then again, no one likes the Raven Guard anyway, so who even knows?
You got somebody in your campaign that's running them?
Nobody likes the Raven Guard.
You know why their one character is running around with the lightning claws?
Why?
It's the only way he can prove how edgy he is. I'm so edgy, I've got 5 of them. And it's the worst because they gave him the best helmet. They gave him the Beaky. He's got a Beaky helmet.
The Beaky is the worst helmet.
The Beaky is the best helmet. I love the spy versus spy. No, you got to leave it now. It's gone. It's gone now. You have to leave it.
I found it.
Stop. You're going to make me insane and I'm going to kick you out of here. I'm going to kick you out.
Yeah, oh my god. I was hearing about that. Jesus fucking Christ.
What?
Alfarius' new lore is crazy.
I have not heard his new lore, but you know, here's the thing.
Right hand of the Emperor, my ass.
Really? He's the right hand of the Emperor?
It's some bullshit like that. I've been hearing like 3 different people talk about it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Because, I mean, my man Russ is the left hand of the Emperor.
Apparently not. He gets fucking stomped by everyone he
Oh,
fights.
you know, again, the way they changed the lore just annoys me. Hi, I'm the best fighter in the Imperium, except for any time I actually fight, everybody beats me. Okay, stop. I've taken it from you. It is now no longer yours. Nope, no more. It's gone. It's gone. I will hold your hand because you are obnoxious. So have you guys ever wondered what acetone does to an open cut? I'm an Exacto, and we can find out.
That's fucked up. You can't say that on the air. The first found. He was the first Primarch found.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he is.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
But he wasn't.
But he was.
But that utterly changes.
First Primarch.
Okay, so before this crap came out, you know who the first Primarch found was, right?
The Lion, isn't it?
No.
It's because I believe it's an order of their name, like which number of chapter they are.
No, it had nothing. That was just when he named the 20. No. First among equals. His War Master. That was the first he found.
Nah.
That was why he was.
Alfarius.
That's why he was so attached to him.
It's Alfarius.
Oh my god. Horus was the first found. That's like a key part of this. Like,
no, it's Alfarius.
Well, that's fine. Alfarius was found first, and there are still 13,000 wolves. And I'm moving on with that lore.
13? Only 13,000?
Well, yeah.
That's what they say in the new lore it is.
No, they say 1,300. There's 13,000 wolves. Because there were more, but they went with Russ. So how's everyone? My brother's like, I don't even have time for your 40K bullshit. I'm here to support you, but I don't know what you're talking about. And I hate you for it. No, you're not. I'm going to break all your fingers and all your toes and you'll all your hair out. I'm going to shave your face. So he's having a day. All right. So with After the Black
It's been a long day. I'm sorry, guys.
It has been a long week. So let's see. What else are we talking about? What else is going on?
I found a Primarist Conversion for Sanguinary Guard. That'll be cool.
A Primarist Conversion. Yeah, you just take intercessors and put backpacks on them.
No, no, there's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
How?
I sent you the article.
Oh, it's bits and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's really cool.
Okay. I don't care. I like the old Marines.
I like the old Marines too,
No, you
but
don't.
they're so small.
Well, that's because they're Marines.
Yeah, but I want Primaris.
But there are no Primaris Sanguinary. There are no Primaris Sanguinaries.
But
Nope.
Listen here, you.
Nope.
Listen here, you.
There are no Primaris jump units.
That's dumb. That's the dumbest fucking thing. Why did they get rid of jump pack boys? No, that's what Phobos armor is.
Phobos doesn't have jump packs.
It does. It's how they drop in.
Yeah, but they can't go back up. They have to have the gravity cannons to jump back up. The only guys that get jump packs anymore are the ridiculous Inceptors and
the suppressors.
And the suppressors with their cannon and jets. The jet should just be there enough to counter the cannon because that cannon's so huge.
What? That's awesome.
Okay. Well, we need to get some links to that. Would you stop? I'm gonna just pinch you. He's had a day.
No, keep going.
Your uncle.
Yeah.
Your uncle.
Yeah.
Alex Drake has been inducted into the U.S. Scale Models Association Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I'm really excited. That's awesome.
That is amazing, Al. That is way too loud. You need to stop that now. And I don't mind hitting you on the air. I would just do an entire video of just hitting you on the air. Ow! I thought it would get me hits.
That's abuse. You can't show that on the air. You can't show violence.
Really? UFC has its own channel. Here, let me show you a couple of their moves.
No, but seriously, that
is amazing.
awesome.
That is really amazing, Al.
Holy shit.
I mean, we already knew you were an amazing modeler, but that is crazy. I need to get some more. I'm gonna go dig into your Facebook in the hobby cave, and I'm gonna send some pictures to Mythos and Freak so they can highlight some of your stuff and talk about that. That is amazing. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I'm gonna show you what's fair. Stop. I love my son, but he is having a day today. That's it. You can hold my hand with both hands. That'll keep me from being problematic. That's it. Snartle, baby. Snartle.
Here.
It has been a long week. It has been a long day.
I'm sorry, guys.
He's been under a lot of stress, and today kind of a lot of that stress finally came off of him. So we don't need to talk about all the reason behind it, but he's just finally got some stuff that's kind of unpacked itself for him. So that's good to know. And he's in a better place. Speaking of better place, I want to give a quick shout out to a friend of the channel, Rivets and DACA. The Warhammer Orcs community has a... Oh, is that a barbecue sauce? You know, I mean, he's really good that way.
Oh, come on, you're being...
So here's the thing. The Warhammer 40K Orcs community has a lot of little channels. Guys like half the size of my subscriber base, but they all kind of really have good content. And the Orcs are crazy because Orc players and really people are dedicated to Orcs do some of the craziest conversions and do some great custom models and great custom paint jobs. And they use a lot of third-party stuff to really make awesome stuff. And they will take stuff you would not expect and they turn it into really crazy cool stuff. They're a converter's dream. Rivets and DACA is a channel that's only about a year and a half, maybe 2 years old. And Gaz, the guy that runs Rivets and DACA, passed away yesterday. He was a cool guy. We got to talk quite a bit. He was really into some of the do-it-yourself aspect of a lot of the stuff I used to do on the channel. And he loved that I dove into Orcs when I was doing them, and I was kind of doing them in a really kind of neat cell-shaded sort of way, and he really liked the paint job. And we talked about it at length. We talked a few times. He's a really neat guy. And he just kind of passed suddenly in his sleep the other night. So thoughts and prayers to him and his family. I know he's in a better place. I know he'd been having some problems, but he was healing up, and it just kind of came out of nowhere. So we're going to miss him. He's a good guy. A friend of the channel. He's also a friend of the Chilling Network. I know Mythos and him, G the Hyper Sapien, Gamers with Coffee, a bunch of other channels that I'm friends with. we all kind of found out at the same time, and it was kind of a punch in the gut because he's a really good guy. So, you know, it's funny because it made me think of like some of the stuff that I do on this channel. Because none of us live forever. And it made me think about all the projects that I'm kind of halfway in, kind of partially dug into and working on and finishing and working on. And it made me realize that I really want to dedicate some time to get some of these projects done, and so I can get back into my own stuff. So the commission I'm doing right now for the sisters, and then the Eldar builds I have to do, those are probably the last commissions I do for the year. Like, at least this year and probably like the first 6 months of next year until I completely wipe out my backlot. I really want to take I want to get my orcs done. I want to get the little bit I have left on my wolves. I want to get them done. And I want to get my Tau finished up. I've just got them started, but they're all built. I want to get them painted up and done. So I think after I do these last builds and this one army paint, I'm going to take a hold on doing any new projects for other people in that time, and get to a couple of the terrain projects that I've been meaning to work on a bit. I got that really great orc terrain tutorial that I've got half finished, that I kind of had to put on hold because I just didn't have the time to finish it up properly. And I've been putting it up for like a year and a half. I've got that gate that I've got all the pieces measured and cut and ready to go, and I just haven't been able to work on that to go with my Imperial Fortress. And I want to get that done. And I want to get that tutorial out there. So, it's kind of a wake-up call seeing somebody that's a good guy, just passionate about the game and passionate about the hobby, and just out of nowhere. So if that's the case, Hal, you're going to outlive most of Generation Z. I've seen your garage. Well, I mean, Commodore hit it on the head. Immortality, then. How do you see then? Because, I got a backlog. I ain't got shit on this man. He could get a second house just to store his backlog. So, all right. So enough of downer moments. We're all good. Besides, you're already immortal. You're in the Hall of Fame. I mean, shit. What's that say? This is the closest thing I have to immortality. Don't do that. Because it just makes me think you realize that you're still trying to figure out why rib condoms don't taste like ribs. All right. So what's on the horizon? Well, we're getting to that time of we did talk about the other one we're going to talk about. Forget the horizon. The other big announcement today.
What?
Warhammer Day. Warhammer Day. Bring out your dad. Warhammer Day.
Ding ding.
October 30th.
Shame. Ding ding.
October 30th is Warhammer Day. And as every year, they're releasing 2 models. An amazing 2 sculpts of models. The first one, an Aegis Sigmar Vampire Lord, she looks beautiful. I mean, she's creepy, she's sallow, gray skin, kind of a Nosferatu looking chick in like a Jessica Rabbit looking dress. I mean, no, it's really just a cool looking model. And then 40K.
What do they have? Like some cool Chaos Champion? Or some new Eldar character? Or like a new Archon sculpt? Or maybe an Orc? Because they just came out with the Orc Codex?
No. Even better.
What is it?
We got a Primarist Lieutenant.
Oh.
But he's got a Storm Shield.
Can they even take Storm Shields?
Yeah. The one that's in the box. The one that looks just like a member of the Blade Guard. You know.
Yeah, but does the Codex even say they can...
Yeah, they have a Storm Shield.
Oh.
When they take the Storm Shield, they have to take a Mastercrafted sword and a Volkite pistol.
Oh.
And that's what he has.
That's sad.
So he's the same as the guy in the box, except instead of having a pistol out, he's holding his sword out like he's calling on the power of Grayskull. Like every other guy with a sword that's come out so far. And a gigantic pistol holster that's like the size of a cannon. It's another Primarist Chaplain. I mean, Lieutenant.
Primarist Chaplain would be cool. A new Primarist Chaplain?
They just released a new Primarist Chaplain.
Yeah, but imagine like a
third one.
Yeah.
Or a fourth one now. Because they already have
or
three.
A new Primarist Librarian.
A new Primarist Librarian wouldn't be bad. Since
you only have one?
Two, if you count Tigurius.
I'm not counting Tigurius.
I use Tigurius because he looks cool.
Yeah, but he's a character.
Yeah, he's a chaplain. I don't even think he's a Terminator chaplain. I don't even know. He's whatever. He's a dude.
Yeah, and he's holding the shield like the fucking Primarist captain.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Is it? No, he's holding it. It's almost the exact same pose as the other lieutenant. It just, instead of the gun out, he's got the sword out. And instead of having a helmet, he's got one of the intercessor heads, the one with the two marks on the forehead. It's literally, they just went into the blender that they have all their parts for. They swapped a couple pieces around and produced a new model from it. It's the laziest figure ever. And as a special edition figure, I am so disappointed.
No, no, he's not. He's not holding up the sword. He's holding the shield. He looks exactly like the Primarist captain,
but he's got
the Indominus.
But he's got the wrong shield because the captain has the one with the skeleton on the front of it.
Oh, that's fair. So it's the exact same pose of the Primarist captain,
but the lieutenant's body and the lieutenant's shield.
Why does he have the halo that's supposed to the?
Oh, yeah, that is right. It is that. So we were talking about that. He has got the captain's halo because they didn't give him the lieutenant's halo. That was where all the conversation came about from.
Yeah, so no, he's just a Primarist captain, but with a few bits switched out.
No, because he's not nearly as not as frilly. He's a lieutenant. They gave him the wrong halo.
So he should have a 4 pinball save, right?
No.
He should have a 4 pinball.
Well, you know, he has a shield. He does. It was super innovative. He is literally, they copied a pose from another because you know how they make figures nowadays. They have all their parts and they put them in Blender and then they put them together. They just took some other figures and put them in there and then it was done. It's bad. It's so bad right now because it's just like, look, you're giving us basically another model of the exact same. It's almost become like a meme with them. How many Primarist lieutenants can we give you?
Someone probably could have just kit bashed the pieces and got the same model.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's sad. If you can kit bash the GW pieces and make a model that's exactly the same as a new one, that's a problem.
They should have given us a new Terminator librarian.
We're going to produce more Terminators. We're not going to produce new Terminators.
They did just produce a new Terminator 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Brand new No, they did. 2 years ago, they produced a brand new Terminator chaplain. It was a big deal. It's really hard to get.
Did they?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's really awesome.
Primarist Lieutenant has a Twitter run by GW.
He does. And all they do is they talk about, is this a Primarist Lieutenant? You know the butterfly theme? Is this a bird?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's constantly doing is this a Primarist Lieutenant? Yeah, there's 8,000 things they could have done. It's not as bad as the 35th anniversary figure, which just made me so sad I wanted to cry.
The Sergeant?
Yeah, 35th anniversary figure, we're going to do a Sergeant. $35 for a Sergeant that goes into your squad. That's just a slightly different pose.
I'm kind of with the Commodore on that, though. I don't think they're going to make new Firstborn models at this
They
point.
just made one like 2 years ago, and that was after 8th edition was launched, and there was already being downswinging in a 9th edition. They did that Terminator chaplain.
I feel like that was longer than 2 years ago.
Couldn't have been, because it was new, and I was only in the game for a few years. I've only a year at that point. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it might have been 2018. That's 3 years ago. Okay, so it might have been 3 years ago. But it was after 8th edition was out. You don't think you're going to produce any more Firstborns? Well, I mean...
Probably not.
Probably not.
I'm honestly surprised that Angels of Death, they're not all Primarist.
Can't do Terminators if they're doing Angels of Death. They're doing...
No, they can. They just don't make the captain.
He was in Terminator armor.
Yeah, they don't make him Primaris. They just make the entire squad of Blood Angels Primaris. Could have done that.
Terminators are kind of iconic. I think the Terminators are the one figure that they're going to continuously come back to because Terminators are so beloved.
I feel like they're going to find a way to give us Primaris Terminators. I don't mean like aggressors.
They have them. They're called the Gravis armor.
I feel like they're going to try and they're going to make Terminator armor specifically, like a new mark of Terminator armor specifically.
The Mark 11.
Mark 11 Terminator armor. Or Gravis Terminator armor. Something like that.
Yeah.
Call Terminator armor.
True scale Terminators.
Indominus Terminator armor.
Yeah. But the thing is, if they did Indominus Terminator, they'd have to be the size of freaking, what are the big dudes with the drills on the hands right now? The ones that had to come up with special rules of because they can't.
No, they're just a little bit taller than this.
That's not how you get this set of Terminator armor, remember? Terminator armor has a hatch on the back of it because you actually have to climb into the armor and get in.
I wouldn't be surprised if they find a way to give us Primaris Terminator armor specifically. Like,
because they're not going to get rid of Terminators. They're just too iconic.
Centurions aren't.
That's what I was saying. If they make Primaris, that's what he's talking about. If they make Primaris Terminators, they're going to have to be the size of Centurions. They're going to have to put them on 50 millimeter bases.
People buy them.
I'd buy them. The problem is they'll come in squads of 3 instead of 5, and
then they'll come in with 4 wounds. They'll give them 4 wounds, and people will be fucking pissed.
And they'll come on 3 in a squad, and they'll be even more pissed.
Oh, this is what they'll do.
And they'll give them less weapon options.
Yeah, of course. They're Primaris. What are they gonna do? They're gonna give us less weapon options.
I mean, you're not wrong. Hi, we're Primaris. We're monopose. You're paying us for monopose. Did you want a kit bash? Nope. We did that for you. We produced a holiday figure. That's a kit bash.
Primarist Terminator. I mean, it sounds kind of cool, but it also sounds...
But the thing is, they're re-releasing Space Hulk. That's kind of been leaked already.
Oh.
Space Hulk's being re-released. That's Terminators versus Gene Stealers.
You know what their weapon ups are going to be? Power Fist, and then some kind of cannon. That's good. And then you can switch out between two different kinds of cannons.
You know what they'll do?
A heavy cannon and a rapid fire cannon.
No, you know what they'll have this option between? The cannon, the rapid fire cannon that aggressors have, or the flamer that aggressors have.
They won't put the same weapon on.
Or you'll have the choice of getting the flamer, the plasma gun that Inceptors have.
No. No, man. Although they did give more weapon options to the Impulsor now. So
they did, and hey, and Helbert has a combi melta.
So maybe
we'll see. Maybe they're going to go back. Maybe what they're going to do is, because here's the other crazy thing: that new chaplain, you can run him as a firstborn or as Primaris. There's a new chaplain that they're giving the Black Templars that you can run either or. He's fat. He's this really chunky boy. And like, well, is he Primaris or is he firstborn? And they went, yes. So you can run him as either or. I think that's the way they're going to go. I think they're going to eventually re-release Tactical Marines, and you'll be able to play them as Tacticals or play them as Primaris, but it'll be the same models.
Primaris are on 32s, right?
Yeah.
And Tacticals are on
32s. I honestly think that's how they're going to phase out Tacticals. They're just going to take Tacticals and they're going to upgrade the weapons a little bit bigger, and just you have Intercessors. And your Intercessor box will be their Intercessors or their Tacticals.
Veteran Intercessors is what they'll call them.
Or there already are Veteran Intercessors. They'll
Primaris Tacticals.
They'll call them just Tactical Marines. But you have to choose.
I don't know about that bit. I honestly, I haven't been paying as much attention to the Black Templar stuff, because there's another announcement or leak that was made that I'm far, far more excited for than another Marine kit.
What?
These Guardsmen. The Guardsman rules that were...
Oh, yeah, the Guardsman rules we're seeing now.
I'm fucking hyped.
But you're not actually getting a book till next year. The only thing you're getting now is the Octarius Warzone rules. So it'll be like the rule add-on that you get in...
It's something.
It's something.
It builds into that. Don't know why they can't just release your codex.
Well, because they got to give you the DLC first. First you can get the DLC, then you'll get the actual rules later on.
That's dumb! God, fuck GW!
You watch your language. They produced the best game ever made.
No, they don't.
They do produce the best game ever made. I love Blood Bowl. But no, I don't know. I mean, I love Marines. I don't care. I don't care. I mean, what are they gonna do? Not produce Marines? That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And the problem is Marines are a self-fulfilling prophecy. The Marines are the best selling because they're the most promoted. And they're the most promoted because they're the best selling.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
Don't buy Marine.
Don't buy Marine. Don't buy Marine.
I meant don't buy Marines, and now I feel like...
Okay, so no more Marines for you.
No, I was just saying, if someone doesn't want that to happen, don't buy Marines.
But they have a Marine in front of their headquarters. That'd be like telling Blizzard, hey, don't dress up as orcs and such yourself employees. Woo! There's
a bubble.
do that in that company. I mean, it's just. So, Primarist good. Old Marine's good. Black Templars, 20-man blobs. Conscripts, 20-man blobs. And if they're Cadians,
Leadership 6.
Leadership 6, which is an upgrade, because they used to be Leadership 5 as conscripts. And remember, you can always put a commissar by them to say, hey, bang, Leadership 10 or Leadership 9.
I just run a Lord Commissar here. 3 blobs of conscripts. You have my leadership.
Yeah, but here's the thing with the conscripts. If you play in Cadia, you spend 1 CP in that 20-man blob. Not only has Leadership 6, but it has a thing called White Shields.
Oh, this is the other thing.
What are White Shields? You read all the books. What are White Shields?
They're Cadian conscripts. They're like elite conscripts, essentially. You know what fucking. Actually, that's part of why first of all, there are 2 things. One, that's why I considered, instead of guardsman squads like I was originally thinking for that custodes mixed army with guard, why not conscripts? Give conscripts invuln saves.
It's dumb.
Is it good? Tell me it's not good though.
I don't know. I don't know what their other stats are.
Oh, 5 up ballistic skill.
Oh, then no, they're awful.
But
you want that 4s at least.
Yeah, but 5 up invuln save on a 20-man blob of objective secure. Think about that.
Yeah.
You're not holding the objective. I don't care what you want. You're not holding this objective.
Yeah. See,
and then you run Sister of Silence for the gun line.
See, the problem
Sister of Silence and the Custodians.
The problem is, you know what I would do, though? I was thinking about this. If I'm going to run conscripts, if I want to be a real jerk, I'm not going to buy GW's troops to build my conscripts. Why not buy, you could use, Necromunda Gangers and use those as your conscripts.
But that's fair.
Or you go the other route and buy Elven Guardians and take the heads and put the bear heads on guardsman uniforms. And you don't give them guns. You just give them sticks.
but that's actually part of what I was thinking. So, 6 squads of conscripts. 2 squads per custodian. He's giving them all the 5 up invuln save, and they're 2 squads of 20-man objective secure troops.
That's so dumb.
And you run the Sister of Silence to hold back objectives and to fuck up psychers while the Terminator. I forget which Terminator I grabbed for it, but it was a specific not Terminator. Dreadnought. The Teleman Dreadnought is basically I walk up and kill everything on the battlefield. You guys hold objectives, I murder the battlefield. Green Army. I think that army conceptually is absolutely fucking aggravating.
The problem is, 1 sniper ends that army's day.
Who runs snipers, though? Who honestly runs snipers?
Harlequins? Imperial Guard.
Imperial Guard don't run snipers.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, but Imperial Guard sniper rifles are not...
No. Vindicare.
I don't know. I have not seen Vindicares perform very well. The last few times I've seen people field in Vindicares.
You know why? Because nobody runs characters to run them against. You're putting 3 banner dudes down. Guess who those banner dudes are? Characters. I'm taking Assassinate, and those 3 guys all count for 3 points apiece. We're going to have a day.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean the Vindicares aren't, because they don't have they're good at shooting, but they take 1 shot. That's it. They have 1 attempt to kill that character. And they're relying on 6s to continue dealing those wounds.
No, they're not relying on 6s. On a 2-up, on a 3-up, on a 4-up, on a 5-up, on a 6-up.
Only if they get the 6 on the first roll.
No.
Yes,
No, that's not how it works.
We were literally looking at the rules earlier.
You're looking at them wrong. I play a Vindicare. That's not how their strat works.
Hold on.
It's a complete. I don't know what you're talking about.
Vindicare assassin.
Well, here's the thing. It's not just a one-shot model. The bigger problem with the Vindicare Assassin is that it's really good for killing a character around. A character. Hero Hammer is no longer a thing. So it's not as useful. So you are seeing them less and less and less. But a lot of guard units rely on them so they can reliably get rid of aura takers.
Yeah, so after resolving attack with an Exodus pistol or Exodus rifle on this model that every unit lost any wounds as a result of that attack, that's destroyed, roll 1d6 on a 3-up. Doesn't start on 2-up, it starts on a 3-up.
Okay, so on a 3-up.
And then a 4-up.
And then a 5-up.
And then a 6-up.
Yeah.
That's still not, that doesn't kill a custodian in one round. They have like 6 wounds.
No, the Banner Keeper does not have 6 wounds.
Hold on.
I'm telling you, he doesn't have 6. And the first shot does a D3. Says the guy who runs an assassin with his Custodes army.
Gets 5, 6. That's fair. But that's 5, not 6. You have to get the 3. So you have to roll well on the D3. And then get a 3, a 4, a 5. And then
that's him dead.
That is him dead. That's true.
I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying it's not the worst army, but it also means that, there are some things because they're going to be making armor saves are only going to get those 5-up involves. So, and Max is the tactics guy. The sniper's not the best thing. I think the list is crazy. I think taking your guard and turning it into a horde army that's not relying on anything other than just bodies on the floor, there are better armies to do it with. You're doing it as a meme, and that's the only.
There are better armies to do it with, but not in the same way, and that's the difference. What other army has 5-up invuln saves on their troops, and has good, not good shooting, but has shooting?
Orcs. Beast Snagus.
They have 6-ups.
Okay, 6-ups. But they have better shooting and good melee.
No, they have 5-ups. They have 5-up shooting.
They have, well, okay. They're also not wounded on.
And we're also giving a -4 or a -3 to any psychers on the table.
Only if they're within 18 inches. It's not just on the table. You just said you're keeping your sister silence in the back.
If they're either in the back or pushed up, depending on the army you're facing.
Right, but I'm just saying that they got to be within 18 inches to get that -1.
And the character's at least giving them a -1 because they're going to be pushed up on the table because her and...
What you should do, since you have your tabletop simulator, you should put that army together and play against somebody. Bring it. I'll have a day with you.
Sounds like fun.
I'll bring my orcs against it.
That sounds like a really, really dumb army.
I'll bring my orcs against it. That way your sister science will have something to target because I have 3 psychers in my orc army.
And then the fucking Teleman Dreadnought is there to go. You got something big?
Yeah.
It dies.
I have a kill rig.
Dies.
We're going to have a good time.
Dies.
We're going to have a real good time with that.
Burr punch. Burr punch.
Psyker, stop.
5-up, ignore mortal wounds.
Yeah, I'm not mortal wounding you. I'm turning you into squigs.
That's mortal wounds. That is mortal wounds, you fuck.
All right, it is 9:00 and we are done talking about stupid crap. You have to go to Tabletop Simulator and build this army, and we have to play it. And I'm gonna have to murder it
I'm gonna put 6 units of, and then the 2 Lord Commissars, because you run 6 units of conscripts and 2 Lord Commissars.
Why the Lord Commissars?
Leadership.
Doesn't the banner dude give them? No, I think he gives them the.
Nope.
He doesn't, huh?
Nope.
I'm just here to be a dude.
No, he's there to also heroically intervene if you charge them. That's the other point. You charge them, heroically intervene, and he's absolutely nasty. I was looking at it like stat line wise. He can take on squads of Marines.
Well, here's the thing: were you running him with the melee weapon or with the shield?
I think with the melee weapon, because he already has. Because first of all, he's already got the.
He's got a 4-up invul save.
If he has the shield, he has a 4-up invul save.
No, it was okay.
He has a 5-up invul save.
And being a Custodes army, because you're not all Custodes, he loses their Custodes capability. The special thing where all Custodes get a +1 to their invuln armor, their invuln save. So he's only got a 5-up.
Actually, on his stat line, it's not saying anything about an invuln save other than if you have the storm shield.
Other Custodes. It says right, all Custodes do. All right. I want to thank all you folks for stopping by and dealing with us talking about the dumbest stuff ever.
Banner is nice, but the Commissar is terrifying. Why is the Commissar terrifying?
Because there's 20 of them. And so he's talking about, no, the Banner guy, yeah, he doesn't give us leadership, but the Commissar, he gives us leadership.
I think I'm going to run them as a Quill and Shield or whatever it's called. The guys that run around and protect heroes of the Imperium. There's a conscript in there that they were assigned to protect. They're protecting the whole squad. That one conscript, he's going to save the Imperium.
This is the dumbest army ever. You know what the worst thing is?
What?
I think we can field it. I think I have the actual number of figures you could actually field it. We would just need to get some Sisters of Silence.
This sounds amazing.
That sounds so dumb. It's so dumb.
You telling me it wouldn't be fun, though?
We need to put it together, and we need to fight it on a board and film that battle. Look at this dumbness. We are the dumbest. Oh my god, dude. I can get orange spray paint. We can get 60 dudes and put them in orange convict jumpsuits.
This one guy, we're keeping him safe.
Oh my god.
No, I need 120 dudes.
Oh my god.
That's the terrifying thing.
You are the
6 squads of conscripts, all with 5-up invulns.
You are the dumbest thing ever. I love you. All right, folks, we're gonna get out of here tonight. I gotta get some models built and pretend I love my life. You gotta get to bed because you gotta get up early tomorrow.
I have to get up early.
You have to get up early tomorrow.
No, I don't.
I have jobs for you.
No, we already discussed this.
I have more for you. I'm packing it in
I
there.
am not spending all day tomorrow.
5 a.m. You and your conscripts are getting up and doing some work. The pay for them being 120 conscripts. All right, you crazy people. We love you so much. Thank you so much for being with us today. And we will see you in the very near future. Epic your board, epic your game, and epic your life. Game on.
Yay. And in the stream.